all these questions are being sent in by social media viewers. What's the one thing you'd love to achieve if you could become Prime Minister?
We've got to rescue our health service, and we have some pretty ambitious proposals. It's about primary care, GPs, NHS dentists, pharmacists. It's also about social care and family carers. People don't talk about them, but I've been a family carer most of my life, and I know the pressure we take off the NHS. And I think if we can get behind the millions of people who look after their loved ones, it's the right thing to do in the first place, but it could also take a lot of pressure off the NHS. So thinking differently about health and care is what the Liberal Democrats are all about, and making sure we rescue our precious NHS.
Lots of people, unsurprisingly, have mentioned the tuition fees stuff from the coalition years. Why should anyone trust you will stick to your commitments this time around?
Well, we fought the Conservatives during that government. It wasn't easy. I'm not going to pretend it was easy. We got lots of things done, helping most disadvantaged children, taking the low paid out of income tax, quadrupling renewable power, putting more investment into care and mental health. We achieved that. We achieved a lot of things. Unfortunately, thanks to the Conservatives, we were not able to achieve everything.
There's a decent chance you could get into coalition again this time with Labour. Would you seek to try and reverse that tuition fees increase?
Well, I think you're jumping the gun a bit. My job as Liberal Democrat leader in this campaign is to defeat as many Conservative MPs as possible. But I want to spend all my time talking to voters, listening to voters, and putting forward the Liberal Democrat priorities on the health service, on the economy, on things like the sewage scandal. And I want to get over those so I can do my top job, which is getting rid of this appalling Conservative government.
What do you think about the idea of a cap for rent for students?
I think it's something that should be looked at. The key thing, though, is building more affordable homes. The Conservatives haven't failed. They've had a developer-led approach to building houses. We've got a community-led approach to building houses, and it's been shown that can lead to more homes, and more homes, crucially, that are affordable. So Liberal Democrats are very committed to making sure young people get the homes they need at prices they can afford.
There was once a Liberal Democrat commitment to legalise cannabis. What's your thoughts on that today?
Well, we're going to publish our manifesto soon. People will see about those issues and many, many others, and I don't want to break the surprise, so I'll keep you in suspense a little longer.
OK, what's your solution to the small boats crisis?
Well, it's appalling that people are coming to the country on small boats. It's dangerous for them. It just is shocking, and it's the failure of the Conservatives over immigration and asylum. We have this massive backlog, and that means people aren't able to contribute to our society. It's costing the taxpayers a fortune. So we do have a number of solutions. The top one is to work with our nearest neighbours in Europe to make sure we can tackle these appalling international crime gangs. The human traffickers who are behind this, they need to be put in jail. And I'm afraid the Conservatives have not been tough enough on these criminals. Liberal Democrats would.
Why do you keep doing the silly photo opportunities?
Well, we also have a serious message. You know, I think it's up to politicians, this is what I believe, to take voters' concerns seriously, but not take themselves quite so seriously. You know, there's a bit of pomposity among some politicians. What I want to do is show, through a bit of fun, that we have some serious policies that will address people's concerns. So in Lake Windermere, when I was paddle boarding, we talked about the sewage scandal that's in our precious environment like the Lake District, but also on rivers and coasts across the country. The other day on that slide, I was talking about mental health of children and young people and using that to show that we've got some really distinctive policies about how we would help the hundreds of thousands of children who are struggling. And if we did that, it would help their whole life chances. So there are serious messages behind the bit of fun we're having.
Do you worry that the silly photo opportunities will make people think that you're a bit silly?
I don't think so. If people listen to us, I think they will realise that there's a serious message, and they'll, I hope, feel engaged. And by doing the odd little photo op, I think we're drawing people in, and we're finding lots of very positive responses. I've got to be frank with you. People like our policies, and they hadn't heard them before. They're now hearing them. And that's why I'm so excited about this election campaign. We have a fantastic country, and it's been ruined by this Conservative government. And I believe, and this is my absolute passion, that we've got ideas that can turn our country around. And so however I can get them over, I will.
Donald Trump's now a convicted felon. You've been very critical of him in the past. Do you not think it'll be awkward if you become Prime Minister and he becomes President?
I think British governments have to work with whoever heads another country, but there's no point pretending that we see eye to eye with someone we don't. I don't share any of President Trump's values, and I think the vast majority of the British people don't. What disturbs me in terms of British politics is I hear some Conservative MPs saying they care about Ukraine, and then they go and back Donald Trump. Anyone who cares about the freedom of Ukraine and our own defence and own security in the UK should be worried about a Trump presidency.